What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Unscripted. It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. I got some of the biggest, the baddest, the best of today and yesteryear, and this person is no different. Look, we got a no-show, unfortunately, but you know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell you something about this guy right here. You know, to the right of my screen. Man, he is one of the most clutch people that I know in the pro wrestling business, and I don't care who you are. I don't, whatever the situation is, I'm going to put this guy over. This is one of my favorite hosts, and everybody knows that this is unscripted. This is my Q&A show. But now people know that I have a show called Pancakes and Power Slams right here, as you see with this shirt right here. And he is my he is the fans. He is my viewers' favorite host, favorite guests of the Pancakes and Power Slam show. As a matter of fact, there's people asking for you a couple of weeks ago, like, "Where's Black Bart at?" They loved you, man, because you've been on my show so much. So without further ado, man, he is Texas heavyweight champion, right? Former Texas.
Texas heavyweight champion, Texas Brass Knucks heavyweight champion, WCCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, that's right.
NWA,
World class.
Yeah, World NWA. I don't know, NWA Mid Atlantic champion.
That's right, Mid Atlantic. Yeah,
Mid Atlantic Tag Team champion. Mid Atlantic Brass Knucks against Blackjack Mulligan.
Wow.
I don't know. It goes on and on and on. The first belt I ever held was the Alabama Heavyweight Championship for Brad Armstrong in the old Pensacola territory.
Nice. Very nice, man.
That's the first one that they put on me, and I was shocked when they done that.
Yeah.
I went down there from out of Mid Atlantic doing nothing but jobs.
Yeah.
And Bullet Bob Armstrong said, "Come on down here with Fuller." Fuller was the owner, and he said, "Put the Alabama heavyweight title on me." But I went in as Man Mountain Harris, and with the Midnight Express, if you can believe that.
Speaking of Midnight Express, man, what are your memories of Bobby Eaton, man, who recently passed away?
Boy, me and Bobby. They say that I'm older than dirt, but me and Bobby was friends, and it was my friend for a long, long time, brother. And in this business, you don't make very, very many friends. I know me and you talked about Mike Davis, Maniac Mike Davis. Me and Maniac Mike Davis was friends, okay? And I told you the stories about Mike and all that. But me and Bobby Eaton was right there with me and Mike Davis. I can tell you some stories about my brother Bobby.
Give me some Bobby stories, man.
Brother, I don't know, but I just Bobby could tinkle. I'm gonna try to clean it up. Bobby could tinkle over. He could stand on one side of a Lincoln Town car, and he could tinkle over the car, and right beside you when he was standing out on the side of the road taking a whiz.
Pull out of ribs, huh?
Yeah. One of the favorite. He drank those little pony. He drank those little ponies, but instead of buying one case of the big beer, he would buy those little ponies, and almost every one that he would open, he would open it, and then he would look at it, and he would say, "I love you," and kiss it. God Almighty! I rode with him and Jim Cornette and Dennis Connery in the Carolinas, and I was with him. I was with Connery, not Connery, but it was Bobby Eaton and
Stan Lane.
Stan Lane out in with the black dude, the black manager before Jimmy Cornette. He was a manager of the Midnight Express out in the Pensacola territory. I can't think of his name now, but they They did a deal where I buried mason jars full of change, pennies, and I was out there digging them up in the open field, digging them up where I buried them, Man Mountain Harris, right? I dig them up and give them to that manager, and I dug up like 10 or 15. And I told him, I said, "There's more out there, but you're gonna have to go find them yourself." He said, "That's all. That's good enough." And we started wrestling. Crazy stuff, man. I was in a
Norvell Austin.
Huh? Yeah,
Norvell
Austin. That's him. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
So it was Conjuring Rose. I remember it was Conjuring Randy Rose.
Yeah, and Rhodes. Yeah. Unbelievable, you know.
Norvell Austin.
Unbelievable stuff. That was before they wrestled with the Midnight Express and hooked up with them, and I guess even before the Tennessee, because it was in the Tennessee territory together too.
Mm-hmm.
This was that, and I mean that goes back. Yeah, that goes back to my my very beginnings as somebody being interested in putting a belt on me or pushing me or anything like that. And now I got so many podcasts out there and it's not even funny. I punch in Black Bart, on Google or really any of them, and it just goes to a list and matches. And I didn't think that matches with me and Steve Casey, Scott Casey.
Scott
Casey and his little brother, but it wasn't really his brother. It was just a gimmick. But it's unbelievable the things you can do nowadays. And brother, back when they would you just had to go to the ring and that's how you earned your name. That's how you made your living. And if you wasn't good at it, you didn't make very much money doing it.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's just the way it was.
Yep. All right. So this is what we're gonna do, fans. Of course, Black Bart has a story about everybody. This is why I love talking to Black Bart. You travel the road with them all.
All right. And it's not, it's not how was that old saying? It's not brag, it's fact.
Yeah.
I'm not bragging, but most all the guys, man, I was around, I was with.
Yeah.
In one sense or the other. Although I didn't get in the ring and wrestle all of them, but I was on the road. I was
traveled.
In the same territory. We traveled together.
Mm-hmm.
We knew each other, and there's not too many guys you can bring up that I ain't got at least one story about.
I'm surprised they didn't feature you in any of the Dark Side documentaries.
I knocked it,
I'm surprised they have you interview, especially the Von Erich one.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good one.
The thing about I'm going to tell the truth, and that may be one of the reasons. I'm not gonna candy coat it. I'm not gonna lie, and just maybe the deal with Telly Savalas and me, and Arn Anderson and me. I'm the person that got Arn Anderson his job in WCW when he was in Pensacola, starving to death, tag teaming with P-Head under a hood. P-Head, Jerry Stubbs. And I done podcast on both of them on a rebuttal to one of them. Tony is just cussing me and calling me a stupid SOB and calling me that I cut my head for free, my sauce for free, and that's a bald-faced lie. In my day, it was an honor. It was an honor to be asked to cut, to get juice, to bleed. It was, and it meant more money too. But the money, I was making good money anyway. It didn't matter to me that it was just an honor that they thought that you was good enough to do it and hide it. and because back then kayfabe was everything, you know.
Yeah.
If you didn't kayfabe back then, brother, you was fired.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way it was.
What's the show us the secrets, the hidden secrets behind blading? Because I've seen people blade, like especially recently, and like you can see when they're just kind of slicing, and then they'll try to put it down for like one of the tech guys to slide in. What's the art and science of blading?
They're one thing. If you got long hair, you can really cover it up. If you got long hair, and you put your hands up here, and you got that long hair, and you flip that hair over, it covers it up. Now, I've seen guys, and I call it. I don't care. Ric Flair stand in the middle of the ring and just saw away. And I mean, and there's nothing, nothing said, nothing never said, to him. And I what's that? And then I seen guys do
it. So Flair, he just made it obvious. He just started.
Our brother stood right up on TV.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, but anyway, and I don't mean it's just stuff that sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
If you're going to get sauce, the best place to get it is on the floor by the ring.
Yeah.
It covers up all sides. They bam, boom, bam. You get nailed something, take a face bump straight down as you're going down, boom, boom, sauce it, and you're out of there. Most guys carry it on their fingers. Some guys carry it have them on every finger.
Yeah.
It's this in the Tennessee territory in the old days, it was called a chisel. They had an actual piece of metal that stuck up right above your fingers, and they just stuck up a little bit, and they would take it and pop and turn it, and it would cut you, and you'd be bleeding. You wouldn't even know it because you're so hot. You're adrenaline, and you're so hot. And shoot, brother, I take 5 minutes into a match, my blood pressure, I cut from a-hole to appetite, so to speak, and never think about it. Bruce Brody, I said, Frank, what happened? And I mean, he had a cut from here right across his eyeball, right straight up. And I said, Frank, what was you doing? I just wanted to see if I could do it. I said, Frank, you could have put your eyeball out.
Wow.
And some guys were what's the word I'm looking for? They were in love with sauce. Okay. Some guys would gig all over their body, on their arms, on their chest, on their cheeks, on their ears.
Who are some of the biggest bladers when you?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty.
Yeah. Dusty
he used to blade a lot.
Oh, brother, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I seen J.J. Dillon. When Sam Houston first broke into business, I'm fixing to do it. I'm going to plug this thing. I'm fixing to do that deal in Queens. Not fixing to, but in November 13th. I'm in Queens. I'm going to be up in Queens. Okay. Nice. At that big thing up there, they do it, and I'm booked up there with Sam.
Nice.
And me and Sam's going to be sitting at the same table.
Sam was just on. He was just on Dark. Speaking of Dark Side, he was just on Dark Side about Grizzly Smith.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh man. But I know Grizzly real well, brother.
So were the stories true of because they were talking about him and the and the little girls and stuff?
Sick, brother, sick.
Really?
I'm on that, brother. I'm just like pretty much like everybody else. I mean, I was around. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that Sam had a sister. Never.
Rockin' Robin.
Never talked about it. Him and I was around Jake, and I was around him. But they never. And I was around Grizz. But I never knew he had a daughter. I never knew Grizz had a daughter. Never talked about it. Never talked about it. So it's either you either believe it or you don't believe it.
Yeah.
I may have to believe.
You might have to believe.
But
Yeah.
it's like, you know, and some guys don't want to get no juice. You know, some guys don't want to get no sauce. They don't. Why we gotta do that? Well, you get hit upside the head with a piece of steel, you already bleed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to say that what we do ain't real, but what we do is real when it comes to you getting hit. You getting hit with a chair in the head, you should bleed. You ram your head into a metal post or a metal fence or go through a table, you should bleed.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, and it was back in my day. The fans would run from one side of the ringside area to the other, trying to catch you juicing.
Oh wow!
And that's why we were so good.
Yeah.
At covering it up.
Wow.
You know, and that's one of the things that we really. I mean, I don't know if you can see my. You can still see my head.
Still see someone.
It's
like a Abdullah the Butcher type of blading. Yeah.
Oh God, no, that's being gay for the blade.
He was all over.
Ivan Koloff, another one. He would
Koloff. Oh yeah.
His head, brother. But they use the steel that they actually use for surgery on surgery blades.
Wow.
They cut the tip and it'd be sticking out like an eighth of a 16th of an inch, a 32nd of an inch.
Oof.
And ours,
cologne too. Rorito's talking about cologne.
Yeah. A regular blade, you don't even cut a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That's how. But,
yeah.
You know.
All right, you got a couple minutes. Let's do a lightning round of a few of these questions. Here we go. Let's start with Elvis. Welcome back, Black Bart. Did you ever tour in Colorado? If so, what were your memories in Colorado? Stay safe and healthy, pal. God bless you.
Yeah, we went to Colorado. Yes, quite a bit up there. Where that stadium where Denver plays. Mm-hmm. It's a stadium right there, and it's a outside stadium. It's an inside stadium. But yeah, I wrestled up there. Had to have oxygen. I had the altitude. You get to do a 5-minute match, 10-minute match, and it's like your lungs are going to blow up.
Yeah,
and we were in shape.
Yeah,
they have that right when you're walking back to the dressing room. They got oxygen tanks sitting on both sides.
Oh wow!
And you grab a mask, grab a tank, and you go sit down.
Oh wow! Ruto's, what title reign did you enjoy the most that you had? Who inspired your wrestling career, and what are your thoughts on the current wrestling product on TV nowadays?
Let's do the wrestling product. What you see on TV now. I record it, okay, and then I watch maybe one match, and then I fast forward it and delete it. It's not. I'm not saying.
It's not the same.
We cut interviews, but brother, when you got a TV, what people won't see is wrestling. I mean, that's what they tune in to see is wrestling
and storylines,
okay? and storylines. And brother, we tell a story, and we taking people and stand them up and set them down, stand them up and set them down, beat the living fire out of that baby, out of that heel, out of that baby face, and then give him a slow comeback, come back, and then cut him off and carry him all, and then people up and down. That was a mark. Of a wrestler, okay. That was a mark of a good worker. We didn't care about shooters. We didn't care about rippers and tears. Although it's all like I was trained in that. I know how to rip and I know how to tear. You know, that's how you rip you take the guy's ear and rip it and stick it up his hoo-hoo. You know, and you take his mouth and you rip and I know how to rip and I know how to tear. But a good worker can't be beat. Good, can't be beat. No matter what. Even Rick Steamboat was probably the best worker in the business. Okay, as far as a night off or whatever, and everything looks great. Everything looks real. Ricky Steamboat's top of the list as a babyface.
Your favorite title reign.
Favorite title reign. Okay, I want to say the national heavyweight strap against Garvin. Okay, but not so much. That's my favorite because Ronnie Garvin got me in the best shape of my life. We wrestled 45 to 50 minutes every night. Okay, for like 13, 14, 15 months. Okay, but Sam Houston and me for the Mid-Atlantic is right there among the top. But the most horrifying was the 13 months WCCW against Kevin Von Erich, and I was a world heavyweight champion. That was the most horrifying 13 months of my life and my career.
Wow.
For what it's worth, that's
funny Jim Cornette stories.
Jim Cornette. I can give you a recent one on me and Jimmy, brother.
Yeah, what you got?
It was about 4 years ago. It was the WrestleMania time of the year. We was having a big blowout with IHW. I don't Fuller, not Fuller. David Farmer was the owner. It was here in Texas and Fort Worth and around this area. But me and Jimmy almost went fisticuff. I mean, he's out there. He was out there. It seemed like for 4 or 5 hours at ringside, telling, I guess, doing a storytelling. But every word, almost every word he was saying was the F word and God's name in vain and I said, brother, I'm associated with this. I said, what is wrong with this? So unannounced, unexpected, they had a stage set up by the ring, okay? And I went out on that stage, brother. I said, brother, you need to clean your act up, and you need to clean it up back. And he's from the same deal. Back in the day, we'd been fired. If talking like that, we would have been fired. Gone. History out of here. Say the F word. Take God's name in vain. You're gone, brother. You're gone. Yeah. And I mean, it got to the point where all of his guys were getting up in the ring, and all my guys was coming up behind me in the back, up on stage, and we almost.
Everybody to see the Texas Compactor come back one time, baby.
I told him, I said, I love you to death, but I'm fixing to stomp you. I'm fixing to stomp a mud hole in you. I'm gonna stomp it dry because we don't talk like that. Yeah. And I mean, there's little kids running around and stuff like that, and he shouldn't be talking like that. I got fired. I mean, that was my last night. That was it for me, brother. I got fired. So once again, I let my overload my and
yeah. Well, we got a bunch of questions, man, but we got to get you back on again, man. Listen, it's always a pleasure to have you on my show. I love having you on my show, man. And it's always a pleasure, man. You always come through for me, Bart.
All right. Not a problem, brother. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Bart. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all, brother. God bless everybody.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.